So let's begin the session. In this session, since week 7 is a refresher week, right? What we'll try to do is we'll take some few problems, like 3 problems, and like try to deconstruct them completely. Deconstruct in the sense like, so like we'll look at the logic first, like first try to understand the problem, later look at the logic to solve the problem, and after that we'll try to convert the logic to code. Okay. So I have heard that many of you guys are struggling to write code even though you know the logic, right? So in this case, right, we'll try to discuss the logic first, and then like once we are arrived at the logic, we'll discuss like how to convert that logic to code. Okay. So specifically the corner cases, the cases like which we might be normally missing, right? We will look at those clearly. Okay. So for those of you who are struggling to understand the problem, we'll discuss that too. And after that, who are having problem with logic of solving the problem, that we discuss. That's the second part. And after that, for those of you who know the logic, right, and struggling to convert that to code, right, we'll discuss that part. Okay. So it's like we discuss the A to Z of solving a problem. Okay. Is it clear? Is the agenda clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So before we begin, right? How many of you, like we have 36 of you here, right? So okay, I'll do one thing. Okay. I'll I will float a form. I'll create some questions, okay, so that I can ask you guys. So just give me 2 minutes while others join. I'll prepare this some 3 different questions, and then we'll start.
Sir, I just joined in. Which form, sir?
Yeah, I will be sharing the form.
Okay, okay.
Give me a few more minutes.
Good evening, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Has that appeared?
We'll begin the session shortly.
Hello, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, actually, I had a doubt in this GRPA, sir. I was not able to solve it all, and today is the last date. You asked me to put it in the discourse also. I put it in the discourse. Nobody was able to give me the solution.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I missed it. Yeah. This was regarding week 6, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll discuss it. And then, like, have you tagged me in that? Okay. So can you do one thing?
Thank
can
you,
you-
this, sir.
Yeah. Can you give me the link to that post?
Yes, sir. I'll just now log into that and then I'll get you, sir.
Yeah. Can you? Yeah. Just please share the link of the post.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. One request from my side. Actually, today at this time, 8 to 10, Math 1 is also going on. So, if YouTube, today's class is updated in YouTube, that would be helpful.
Actually, this was updated in the. This will be updated in YouTube, right?
Yeah, but no. Actually, sir, some classes in past also some classes was not uploaded. That's right.
Okay, but generally, yeah, all this will be like updated in the.
Yeah, actually, sir, I checked in YouTube, and the math class is live going on, but for this Python, it is showing not streaming online right now.
Are you
That's
able to check it now?
just a minute, sir. I did few minutes before. It was not streaming.
Actually, the link
Okay.
is not
Yeah,
given.
I will inform the team actually. Okay, so they will do that.
Yeah, I'm checking. Just a minute. Yeah, the link is there. Link is there. No, it was not streaming. It says waiting
Yeah.
for IIT Madras and
Yeah, I've seen that. So I'll ask the team to.
yeah, because
start class.
two classes are going on parallel. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. So before
Sir,
we begin the session, right?
Hello, sir.
I just want to have a quick survey. Okay. So let me share my screen.
Sir, I've shared the link on the chat, sir.
Yeah, I've seen that. Give me a second. So let me just have this link shared with you. I guess you will access that link. Right? Okay. Just open that link. Okay. So what you can do is can just open that link and then just start answering this. Like what I want to do is what I mean by able to understand the problem is, are you able to understand the programming assignment problems, like not the normal theory assignment. I was talking about the programming assignment problems. Okay.
Sir, what is going on? Cannot understand.
Like we just taking a quick survey of like, are you able to understand the problems? Well, like the problem which was given to you, right? So sometimes people mention that they are not able to understand the problem well. Like let's say some PPS 7, they are not able to understand what was given there. Okay. Like
Yes, sir. So from the text, it is quite difficult to
Yes,
understand.
the text is sometimes very
Unless we
confusing.
read the test down below and then try to relate, then only in most of the cases we understand. But there are times we are not able to figure out from the text itself.
yeah. So yes, so until you see the test cases, it's not evident for you, right? So which basically means you're not able to answer the problem completely. You can just select partially then, okay?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's just
Sir,
like
same problem in dictionary.
there's a problem for you with dictionary.
Yes, update and enter new element and update some value inside a same key. Sometimes, most of the times, I write the code in Replit. It is perfectly working, but not working in the portal.
Yeah, we have discussed regarding this.
Yes, sir,
Yeah,
exactly. I had, hello, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Rani here. I also had the same problem. In Replete, the thing was working perfectly, but when I put the same program in this particular the IITM Python programming part, so it was not working, and it was showing that it's giving in the wrong answer, but it was working perfectly in Replete.
Okay.
Same thing with me.
We'll discuss that. Okay.
Sir, same thing with me also.
Can
Sir,
you?
can, sir,
So yes.
sir, can I share my one code in Replit?
Yeah.
Can I share?
We will discuss that. Okay. So we are going to do that. So after we complete this survey, okay. After you guys completed this survey, we will look at that. Okay. It is just 4
Please
questions.
discuss some problem related to dictionary.
Yeah. We will be discussing this. Okay.
How can I add and update dictionary? There is a confusion.
Okay.
What
So
will be the right way?
most of you are selected partially, and then like 3 of you. Okay. 14 of you are selected. And then
And one thing, sir. No,
Yeah.
sir.
Uh-huh.
Sir, if I write D is equal to opening and closing curly brace, then it will create a new blank dictionary, right?
Yeah.
Then again, there is a syntax. If I write D is equal to DICT, opening and closing normal brace, okay?
Yeah. Even that creates a dictionary. Yes.
Same thing now,
Yeah. Both the same.
both us.
Okay,
But
so
sir, sometimes
Huh?
but sometimes given error, sir.
Sometimes it's given
In
an
my
error.
code, in my code, when I given D equals to empty dictionary, so I run this code, but they give wrong answer. When I give D equals to DICT first bracket, then it is running okay, running fine. So why that is happen? So
Actually,
then I
both are same. I don't know why you are getting that error. Okay, you look at that.
same. Then when I after that when I given D equals to empty dictionary, that is working fine. But first for the first cases, why that is given error? I didn't understand that.
Sir,
Yes,
what
sir,
is the
this
agenda
happened
of
with
this
me as
week?
well. I'm Ravikant. So
The agenda of today's session, we'll be solving some 3 problems. Like before we solve those, we are just taking a quick survey, okay, of like where are you guys? Okay.
Sir, also, sir, if I take input like n is equal to int input, it is perfectly okay in the outside of the dictionary. But if I write it inside dictionary, like value is equal to int input, then it will create problem with the int. Don't know how, why.
Okay, so see all your problems, right? We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that in a while. Before we go there, like, let's just discuss this. Okay, like what we are trying to do here. Okay. Yeah. So each of your queries, right? Like one of you said that you are not able to create that while you are doing it using DICT. That's working, and then when you just open this curly braces, it's not working, right? We'll discuss those. We'll discuss those cases. Okay. So each of the cases we'll discuss that, but before we go there, let's just look at this questions. Okay. So here I was asking, like, once you understand the problem, right? Like once you look at the problem, are you able to create the logic, not the code, not the code. I was not asking about the code. I was just asking, are you able to get the logic for the problems? Okay, in general, like
Sir,
let's say.
sir, I was not able to see the any questions here. I missed actually.
Okay. So I'll just give you the link. Yeah, can you just open that link which was mentioned in chat box? Okay. Just open the link which was mentioned in chat box. Okay. We have like 89 of you, but then only
Okay,
few of
okay,
you
sir.
have given answer to this survey.
Sir, this is regarding the first question you have asked.
This like in general, like it's not regarding the first question. It is just like let's say for a given problem, are you able to create logic? Like, are you able to understand the logic?
Is the problem given, sir? I did not get what is the question.
No. This like in general, like let's say you are looking at the problem.
Okay.
Right? Yeah,
Okay,
it's like in general. It's not for a particular problem. Okay.
Then in the chat box, if I click on the link, then it will shown to me that are you leaving Zoom?
Are you leaving group?
Hello, sir. How to join this?
Yeah.
How to join this?
You just need to click on the link which was mentioned in chat box.
Sir, what is the meaning of the third part? I was able to partially get the logic with missing corner cases. Corner cases means what, ma'am?
Like let's say you're able to think of some logic, and then you have written the code for it. But what happened was it was not passing all the test cases. Like it was not passing all the test cases because there's some problem with the logic, not with the code. You were able to exactly convert what you thought of to code, but then it's not passing because there is some problem with the logic. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, this is happened in week 7 and 6 with me.
Okay, this happened in weeks 7 and 6 with you.
Yes.
Okay. But before that, it's fine, is it? Like you are able to get get the logic.
Yes. Most of the question in week 7, most of the question I didn't get it.
Sir, up to list it is fine, but in dictionary some cases I could not understand.
Sir,
week 6 and 7 only too many things were missing, sir.
Sir, also in
sometimes happens
case,
that I was able to write code, but I didn't understand the code which is already given. That problem I am facing a lot.
So you are able to write. Okay, let's just go.
Yeah,
I was able to write the code, but then you are not able to understand others' code, is it?
Yeah. This problem I also faced in my quiz 1.
Okay. So this we look at it. Okay, so
sir, hello, sir. I'm Indrani here.
It's mostly partially. Yeah.
Sir, in quiz 1 also I had some problem. There was a question with year. Would you mind discussing that question also?
Yeah. We'll discuss it.
Yeah. So one more thing, in the week 4, actually it was a disaster for me. Most of the things I couldn't get. So would you mind discussing week 4, some problems of week 4 also?
Week 4 in the quiz 1 or in general in week 4?
Sir, in Python week 4.
In Python textbook?
Yeah. In Python week 4, the week 4 that we had been provided out here, along with some graded. I was having problem with the graded assignments, so 1 or 2 problems from there also. Week 4 and week 7. 7 ka first question, there was I was getting confused. I thought that I got the logic, but when I went to write the code, it was like all confused.
Okay, we'll look at it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So until now, most of you have said that you are able to partially understand the problem and partially get the logic. Okay, that's a major part of it. Like more than 50% of you are in that category. Few of you are not able to understand the logic. Okay, and then some of you are able to understand the logic and then create it well. Okay, so let's just look at it. Okay. We'll just complete this survey and then we'll look at each of the specific questions. We'll try to address those questions. Like some of those questions I might not be able to address right now itself. Okay, but then in the long run, in the sense like as we move on, we'll try to find a solution for each of your solutions. Like general problems which you have, right? Like a particular concepts and like you're not able to convert this logic to code. Okay, converting logic to code, that doesn't happen directly. It takes lots of practice. Okay, even getting the logic also takes lots of practice. Okay, it's a slow process. Okay, for some people it comes like easily. For some it doesn't come that easily. Okay, but it's a learning process for everyone. Okay, all right. Now here. I would be happy if more of you participate in this survey. Just answer that query. If you click on that link, you'll be able to participate in the this. Okay, so let us look at this. Okay, even now it's partially, and then like 16 of you out of this 50, roughly.
Sir, here you were talking about the syntax error, right? Like my logic is fine, whether I'm doing some syntax error or not, right?
Yeah. The entire thing, yes. So what I was trying to say is, whatever you thought of, right? Whatever you thought of the idea, are you able to exactly convert that to code? Yeah.
Yes.
Even the syntax error, counts as one.
Yes.
Okay. Even the syntax error, or let's say like you expected a particular output, but then you are not getting that output, which also means that you are not able to convert logic to code, right?
Right.
So all those falls under this. Okay, so let's say like 16 of you are able to actually do this conversion of logic to code successfully, and then like few of you are able to do this partially. Like 7 of you are not doing it, are not able to do that. Okay, yeah. So this is the last one. Where are you facing difficulty? It could be like generic question. It could be a particular concept, or it could be like you're not able to get the logic, or you're not able to write code to your logic. Okay, it could be anything. Okay, it's like open-ended question. Like you could list out like wherever you're finding difficult, right?
So should we write our opinion in that box?
Yeah. It's a text box, so yeah, you can write the opinion in that box.
Sir, what is incognito mode?
Can you repeat?
Incognito mode.
Incognito mode.
Sir, actually in my portal, the week 3 GRPs, the marks are not showing. I wrote to the support team, but they replied that open in incognito mode.
Okay, so if you look at it here, are you able to see this? This new tab, new window, new incognito. This is new incognito window. Okay. You can just open that. Control Shift N. Okay. Incognito browser.
From this.
Yeah. From this you will do it.
Okay.
The history will not be saved.
Can you repeat?
If you use this, the history will not be saved.
I'm not able to get it. Can it is not?
I mean that if you use this, the history will not be saved.
Yeah. History will not be saved. Okay, so how many of you? Okay, only few of you are given this.
Sir, for me, nested loop problems sometimes creates problem, like nested dictionary or nested list, any kind of nested loop.
Okay, so which basically means you're not able to convert this logic to code, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Like during the prime number, for range I, then we have to take 1 to like in range of j from 1 to j. Now it is clear, but in some time it creates problem.
Okay. Yeah, we'll discuss that. Okay, we'll discuss that.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
What is the syllabus of OPT exam?
It is week 1 to week 7.
Okay, sir.
When we are going to this exam is going to happen?
It's going to happen not the upcoming Sunday, but the next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday or Saturday. So
25th, I think.
yeah, 25th or 24th. No, 25th or 26th. I'm not entirely sure, but then
Okay.
it happens
Sunday is 26. Sunday is 26.
It happens either on 25 or 26. Okay.
Sir, is there any quiz on 10th of July?
On 10th of July, no, we'll not be having any quiz.
Thank you. The quiz too, sir.
Quiz 2 will not be having. We'll be having OPP 2.
Sir, we have 3 OPPE.
No, we have 2 OPPs. We have quiz 1 and then panel quiz. So total we have 4 exams.
So quiz
So
two.
But I don't know, in our calendar it looked like there were 3 OPPs.
So we are not supposed to give quiz 2 for Python, right?
Can you repeat?
We are not supposed to give quiz 2 for Python.
No, there is no quiz 2 for Python. So
okay.
No, sir, they have given
that's
us for
really
quiz 2. It is on 10th of July. They have given, sir.
see, that is for other ones, not for this. So what we have is we have quiz 1, which has happened on June 5th. Okay.
Yes.
And then
yes,
you have interim exam, which happens on 7th August. Okay.
Oh.
And then you have the OPP one, which happens on 26th June. Okay. This upcoming Sunday. And then we have this OPP, the other OPP exam. Okay. The second OPP exam, which happens on 24th of July. Okay.
So when is the OPP quiz 1 is there?
The OPP quiz 1, that's going to happen on this 26th June.
It's written quiz 2, no?
I mean, you could consider it as like quiz 2 or like OPP on both the same.
Okay. Then for the direct entry for diploma students, 10th July, there's a quiz 2 date, right?
On what date? 10th?
10th of July.
That might be for other subjects. It is not there for Python.
For Python, is it not there or 10th?
Sir, I think
Python
there is
we don't
a.
have.
Yes, sir, we are having a Python on 10th July. It's like for the foundation course, I think.
Yes, sir. It is there. So they have sent me
Yes,
with
sir,
the link.
it is for the foundation course.
For foundation, we do not have. See, how this, that might be a misunderstanding. We do not have quiz 2. We have only quiz 1 and then the intern, and then in between we have 2 OPP exams.
Yes, sir.
So marks will be calculated, sir. So marks will be calculated best of 2 or best of 1.
you can just look at the grading like how the final score will be calculated. There's some formula based on that it will be calculated.
So that means it is in as per the formula, it is given 10% weightage for the quiz one, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And 80%. There are two options. 80% is given for including OPP1, OPP2, and final exam. 80% marks. And another is OPP1, OPP2, 50 marks, and 40 marks for final exam.
Whatever is maximum is
Right.
considered.
What was that was mentioned there? That will be the final one.
Sir, what will be the pattern of the question, like OPB question pattern? How we are going to frame the questions? Like it will be like graded one or
what? Can I repeat?
No. How we are going to frame the questions in OPP?
OPP, it's going to be similar to this GRPA. Like it's like there will be a problem statement for that, and then you need to be writing code and executing it.
Will there be any partial numbers, or it will be partial number will be given, or
it is just like the GRPA. Like if you are able to partially pass some private test cases, then you'll be partially awarded marks. Okay. It is just
how many questions for in how much time?
Four questions.
Sorry, 4.
4 questions. Yeah.
In how much time?
Sir, can we step by step execute that program, sir?
Sorry, how much time?
It's going to be 2 hours.
2 hours.
1.5 hours. I think.
Yeah, 1.5 hours.
1.5 hours, 4 questions.
Yeah. So roughly it's like somewhere around 20 minutes.
Isn't that a bit too
Sir,
tight?
there was one email that you have to opt for the timing. Hello?
Yeah.
In that time only we will have the exam, no, sir? Or you will be separate?
Yes,
we will be
yes.
separately informed.
Yes. So whatever, if you have already filled the form, so whatever you have selected, the exam will be on that time. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, one more question is there.
But you'll be receiving a final time regarding
form
the
release.
slot that you are awarded. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But you'll be receiving a final mail regarding the exam slot. Okay. Regarding
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, one more query is there, sir. Hello.
Yes.
This is regarding this laptop which I have used for SCT. I have to use the same laptop.
No, it's not like you need to use the same laptop, but then whatever procedure that was followed in the previous laptop, right? The same procedure should be followed and it should be in accordance with whatever that was mentioned, the procedure, right?
Sir, there is a request. If you start at 8, we need some time to start with Gmail and all that takes procedure. And how we will know that everything is okay?
That the proctor will be like there will be proctor for you, and then the proctor will be telling that everything is all right. Okay.
Sir, I think some mock session will be happened. It was mentioned.
Yeah.
On 23rd, I think. On 23rd, some mock session will be conducted. I think I saw some.
Did the form release?
One question. The in OPB, the same browser we're going to use, or you are going to have some different like where we're going to write the code, the same browser?
The same browser. You can just use the Chrome. Okay.
Did the OPP form released?
Can you repeat? OPP
form released. We have to fill the form of OPP, right?
Yeah. So the slot form you're talking about, right? That was sent to you long back.
Sir.
That was sent to you long back. You should have filled it.
Sir, one query, sir.
Yes.
Sir, are we allowed to open
where can I
any
find
other
that?
online compiler backgrounds?
In Gmail.
You will not be able to use any other online compiler. It's going to be just the portal. Okay. It's going to be just the portal, and we should not be even opening another tab. Okay.
Sir, if for some reason we missed the mock, would it have any implications?
No, it doesn't have any implications. But then the only thing is you might not be entirely aware of the procedure. So
Yeah.
you need to be just asking the proctor whether you're following entirely correct or not.
So it's for a certain time slot. If we could do it
when
for
is the
even
mock?
5-10 minutes, would we be able to get a feel of it?
Yeah, if you have to exactly followed the procedure, then 5-10 minutes after you install it, then you get the feel of it. Yes.
Okay.
Sir,
Sir,
when
I've
the mock
shared a
is?
link. Could you just go through it? It's a calendar and it's showing 3 quizzes. One on the date that you had said, 25th, 26th, and July 24th and 31st July.
Okay, so now we shared it. Okay. Okay, so let me look at that.
Sir, when is the mock?
Okay, this, where was it?
Mock.
Yeah,
Long
it's
for
25th, 26th, and then there is a.
What is SCP?
This you're talking about July 10th?
No, I mean the yellow, highlighted ones. It's written programming quiz 1. If you come down here, scroll down, please. You have programming quiz 2.
Yeah, you have programming quiz 2. Yes.
And then you have programming quiz 3.
This programming quiz 3, this is not for the, I mean, this is not for all the subjects. Okay, here what happens is they have released the calendar across subjects. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
so even we do not have this quiz 2 too.
So ours will be only 2.
Yeah, ours we have 4 actually, which is quiz 1, which is already done.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
2
and then we
programming.
are going, yeah, the programming quiz which is going to happen on Sunday.
Yes.
Okay?
And
then
the next one?
July 24th. Okay.
Okay. So this 31st July is not for us.
Yeah, 31st July is not for us. And then,
And then we'll have the theory end term.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So now what
Sir?
we'll do is, yeah.
Sir, then for Python, we have already quiz 1 is gone. Then after that, there is OPP 1, OPP 2, and end term exam. That's all, na?
Yes. OPP 1, OPP 2, and then end term. Yes.
Okay.
Are we able to use hard paper sheet for writing project?
I can find the dates of OPP.
Okay. Before.
Sorry, sir. What was the answer? What did you say?
Others, please mute yourself. Okay. So for this question, right? The one student has asked whether we are allowed to use hard paper sheet or not. You are allowed to use hard paper sheet to write logic. So basically, the pen and paper is allowed. Okay. You could write your code. All right.
We are allowed to use pen and paper, sir?
Yes. Syllabus for OPP 1 is week 1 to week 7. You would
Sir,
have
what about replete, sir? Can we use replete during exam?
No, you should not be using repeat. Basically, you should not be using any other tab except for this one. Okay. You should not be moving across tabs also.
Hello.
Okay. All right.
Sir, where you find this type of calendar, the ma'am shown to everyone.
Hello.
Yes.
That you should be finding it in your Seek portal.
It is in dashboard. I think
There are going to be test runs. Just like the normal GRP and PTS, right? It's going to be exactly like that. There are going to be public test cases. There are going to be private test cases. Okay. So you can check your code. You can check whether your code is working fine or not for the public test cases, and then you can run it for the private test cases. Okay.
Usually private test cases are not seen to us. So sometimes that logic does not click to us. So how we will know that this particular logic also we have to think about.
It's basically like
private test case, if we see them, it will click that, okay, this aspect also we have to think about.
Yeah.
But in this, we cannot see those cases.
And sir, I just want to add one thing, sir. In this particular, like your browser, sometime after a certain time, it's automatically log out. So if we face the same issue, this OPP, so So
you might be facing the same issue, but if you click on back, it's going to be totally out. Okay.
Okay, so because after writing all those code, automatically it's get wiped out.
Yes, right.
That issue might be there. So what we suggest you to do is you can just copy the code. Okay, you can just copy the code. And then one question which Shachirani has asked, right? So yes, you will not be able to see the private test cases. The whole point of having private test cases is for an unknown output, your code should be doing that. Okay. So if you're not able to pass all the test cases, what that means is you are not exactly following, you're not exactly doing what was asked of in the question. Okay. Let's say the example is there are going to be some three numbers. There are going to be some three numbers, and then you need to find the greatest of those three numbers. Okay. You need to find the greatest of those three numbers. So one problem which you might be doing is, yeah, that not subscribe to the course also can happen. Okay. So there will not be any repeat live sessions. Okay, you can just watch the lectures, watch those previous live sessions. Okay, that way on YouTube. Okay, the example which I was talking about, right? So let me just give one example.
Sir, I my question is not yet completely answered. Sir, at least we can have that private cases for our PPA and graded. What are all private cases you were thinking in that, so that we can also think in that aspect also.
We have that private cases.
You will be able to see the private test cases for the GRPS for which the deadline is completed.
Where, sir?
You will be able to see the private test cases for which the deadline is completed.
Where, sir? Where, sir?
I'll just show you. So,
Sir, one small doubt, sir. Sir, where can I find my timing that I filled? Way
you will
before.
be getting a mail for that. Okay, you'll be getting a mail for that.
Okay,
so,
I will get the new mail, right?
Yeah. So, Chechirani, you'll be able to see this here. Okay. So basically, you'll be able to see this here. This is the input. Here you might not be able to entirely understand this because course data set you do not know what that is, but this is the input. Okay. And then let's say we go to another question. This might be a good one for you. Okay, yeah. So here you could see this private test cases.
Yes, sir. Now I understood.
Okay.
I did not check this part, sir.
Sir, I have a different problem, sir. Can I tell now?
Yeah.
Regarding whenever
before I answer the question, let me just show you this one example of where is one small mistake, one small assumption which you do that causes problem. Okay. So let's say I asked you, the problem is finding the smallest of three numbers. Okay. Finding the smallest of three numbers. Three numbers. The input is separated by comma. Okay. The three values are separated by comma. The input is single line with values separated by comma. Okay, so this is the question. So normally what do? You just take this smallest of three integer numbers. Okay, so you know that it's going to be an integer. So what you guys do? You just take the input normally, and then you split it, right? Split based on comma. Okay, this let's say like L. So for I in range of I'm just converting this to int.
Sir, L is a string input. Then how can I put it in range?
Can I repeat?
Sir, L is a string input. It is a normal input. That means it is a string. Then how can I put it in range?
It says list. No, L is
I have put it like len of L, right? I did not put directly L. I put length of L.
Okay.
Sir, I have one question regarding split. So after splitting, will the input always be stored in list, or there can be some other type also after splitting?
After splitting, that's going to be stored as a list.
Always.
Always.
Okay.
Okay. So
Sir, the statement is write li equal to int of li, or else if I write li dot append, then save.
li dot append.
Yes.
Li dot append does not work because li is a string, right? Before. So let's say the normal input is
For that we have to we have to give the size.
What?
For that way, that append way, we have to declare the size before in the range of I.
No, that
Let
L
me
is
know.
also
Okay, let me answer one question at a time. Please others not disturb me. Okay. Let's not make it like too cluttered. Okay. Let me just solve one question at a time. One person question at a time. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. So here the input is 1, 2, 3, right? So after splitting, what will be my list? My list will be 1. Okay. That will be a string. Okay. And then 2 and then 3, right? So it has basically 3 elements. Okay. So when I was talking about L of I, what will be L of I?
String 1.
L of I
element hoga.
String 1.
Yeah. So initially L of 0 it's going to be equal to 1, right?
1.
Correct. So
Right.
when you're talking about L of I dot append method, that will be existing only for list. Here L of I is a
element.
L of I is a string, right?
Yeah.
You cannot append something to a string, correct? So basically when you're trying to do it something like L of I dot append, right? It's going to throw an error. Okay. Clear why you should not be doing this L of I dot append. You could append a value to L, but you cannot append a value to L of I in this particular case only because L of I is a string here. Okay. Clear?
Can you go again, sir?
No, sir. No, not clear, sir.
No, sir.
What?
Sir, here we are
I mean, can
initially
you
used
repeat,
the
sir?
string only.
Yeah.
Sir, after that we use L of I means it converted to list, isn't it, sir?
Initially,
each element is converting it into an integer data type.
Yeah. So basically, L is a list, right? L is a list, and each element in L, which is nothing but L of I. Okay, L of I is a string. As you could see here 1 is a string.
Yes.
Sir, how it became string, sir, suddenly? Because till now I am taking 1, 2, 3 only. Is there any particular program it became string actually, or it naturally it used to take in string only?
By default, input is a string. By default, input is a string. Input is always going to be a string. Okay. So even after you split it, it's going to be a string. Okay. So see, let's say like
we can do L dot append, right?
Can you repeat?
L dot append, we can do that.
L dot append you could do because L is a list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can do that.
L dot
append L of I.
Li, yeah, right.
L
dot append Li.
I'm answering regarding L of I.
Okay.
Same
But
thing
then
we
for
can
L,
do like L of I dot append int of li.
L of I dot append
Int of
I.
li.
L of I dot append int of L of I. I was just saying you L of I is not a list. So L of I is a string, right? So string does not have a method called append. So I just showed it to you. Okay.
No,
Okay,
sir, we
that
mean
is
that
just
not that, sir. Sir, we mean that L dot append L of not L of I direct I. L dot append I.
No, then it will append the
I,
index,
I.
not the element.
Already
If
existing
It
one.
we
will
do
append
it,
I, right? Why do you want to
the
append I?
index.
Right?
Oh yeah.
If we do append the I, it will append the index, not the number, not the string.
Okay, see, okay. Here we just asking for, we just going round and round and round. Okay. So let's say these are let's say these are my input values. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I do not want that as a string. I just want it to be something like L equals to 1, 2, 3, right? So basically, this is what I have until now, and I need to convert that to this. Okay. So basically, I need to convert each of this element to an integer. How do I do it? I do it this way. Okay. L of I should be equal to int of L of I. Okay.
Hello, sir.
So in this,
Sir, why we can't do in that way, the append way that you we had written in the last line? Yeah, last line.
Append only adds that
You
to
can do
the
the append, you
back
can do
of
the
the list.
append, but what about the first ones? What about the first 1, 2, 3? If you do this L dot append int of L of I, what's going to be the output value? It's going to be something like L equals to, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then after this you're going to have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you want this to be there? We do
Okay,
not
so
want this
we.
at all, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I got it. I got it.
Think of like what we want, okay? Think of like
Okay.
what we want, and then think of a way to achieve what we want, okay? First thing
yeah.
is we want to split this, okay? We want it to be separate values, so we have used split, and then we got a list, okay? All right. So and then what we have done, we want to convert each of these elements to integer. So that is why I loop through the length of that, and then I have converted this to integers. Okay. So until now, most of you might be like understanding this part. Okay. I'll tell you which part you will make a mistake. Okay. So the least value, right?
The PDF
Least value you might be guessing the least value might be 0. Okay. So and then what do you do for I in range of, or let's say for element in L, okay, if the element is less than least value, you change the least value to element, right? Correct. And then
Yes,
once you're
yes.
done with this, you print element. Correct.
Yes.
This is what you do, right? And then if you do this,
We will print a list, right?
yeah, we need to print the list element. So if you do this, let's say my input values are something like 100, 20,
Sir, you are printing ELEM.
yeah.
We will print list, right?
We need to print the least value.
On the line.
but
11th
you
line.
mentioned that AELM.
What?
11th line, sir.
11th line.
11th
print element you have written.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. So print list. Okay. Okay.
Sir,
so
it will give the lowest value, right? The lowest element.
yeah. It will give the lowest value. That's what you might think. And then it works out in most of the cases. So let me just do it like something like 300. Okay. Now the input is 95, 78, 300. Now, okay. As you could see here, it gave me the list
So
value.
should the list be higher value?
Sir, I think you should assign
highest value.
First element.
Yeah.
First element of that.
Okay. So let us change this.
No.
Let us change this to highest. Okay. So
सर लिस्ट को
Sir,
जीरो की
no,
जगह
no, no,
एल ऑफ
list
जीरो कर
is,
देते हैं, एल ऑफ जीरो कर देते हैं ना.
okay, what?
लिस्ट जीरो की जगह सर लिस्ट इक्वल टू एल ऑफ
list.
जीरो कर
No,
देते
no,
हैं.
sir.
7th line.
Sir, in the last question that we are having some errors. We can change that thing.
Can you repeat?
Sir, on the last question, you changed everything. In
Yeah,
the list,
So let
in
us
the
change
list
it to.
question.
So I have changed this to highest because now we'll try to find the highest. Okay. Yeah. This when you are trying to find the list, we should not be initializing it to 0. Okay. When you're trying to find the list, we should not be initializing it to 0. Even when you're trying to find the highest, you should not be initializing it to 0. I'll tell you why. Okay. So now see, our goal is to find the highest element now. What we do is, I initially assume the highest element to be 0, okay, and then for element in L, the element is greater than the highest value, that is 0, okay, that is until now initially it's 0, okay. If it is greater than the highest element, then the highest is this element, right? Okay. So and after this, I'm taking the highest value. Okay.
We can take one element from list.
Yeah.
Then you can say.
Yeah. Right. So what you said is correct, and then we look at it. Okay, that is the exact correct way. But then most of you do it this way. Okay. So now let's say the input is 90, 35, and then 100. Okay. The output is 100, which is correct. And then let's say my input is something like
-1.
Yeah.
-1.
I'll give you an example. Okay. So and then 75, 2021, the output is 2000. Okay. If these two are the public test cases, you might be assuming that I was able to pass all the public test cases. Okay. And then let's say in a private test cases, the value is something like this: -1, -2, and then -3. What is the highest of these two? These three? -1, right? -1,
yes.
Right? But your output will be 0. Your output will be 0 because of this private test case. You will not be able to pass all the test cases. You will not be able to pass all the private test cases. So you do not know where you have made the mistake. The mistake you have made is here.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
L
So
of 0 कर देते हैं.
Yeah, it's always better to assume one of the element, okay, as highest. Okay. So in this way, no matter whether it is positive, negative, or like combination of positive and negative, your output will be always correct. Okay?
Sir, one point also. If we do L of 0, then we can take both, like lowest and highest. We can do the same thing, same, because it will only compare. It will only compare with the next one.
Right.
Just sir, if you want to find the top two highest or lowest number, so is there any shortcut way, or you have to go through the you have to create another list where I get a minimum 2 points? Like is there any shortcut for that, to find the highest or two highest or lowest number or digit?
The two smallest are the two highest. Yes. So in that case, the way you should be doing is, there is no shortcut. There is no shortcut directly. Okay. So there are two ways to do it. One way is you either sort the entire elements and then you bring the last two, which are basically the highest. Okay. If you're sorting in ascending order, but that's like a very tedious way. Okay.
Yes.
The other way you could do is you take the first two elements. Okay. You take the first two elements. Let's say a comma b equals to L of 0 comma L of 1. Okay. And then among these two, you find the highest. I mean, whichever is highest. Okay. Let's say if a is greater than b, okay, then you have a equals to, if a is greater than b, let it be. If a is less than b, okay, if a is less than b, what you do is you will have a comma b equals to b comma a, which basically means we are just swapping the elements. Okay. Here what you have achieved is, that a is always greater than b.
Yes.
Okay, right? So now what you can do is for element in L, okay, for element in L, if if A is if the element is greater than A, what does that mean?
A equal to element equal to
A should be equal to element, right?
A equals to element.
Yeah, A equals to element. Before you do A equals to element, B should be equal to A, right?
B equals to element. B equals to element, and
this is the
A equals to B, right?
Yeah. A equals to element and B equals to A. So let's say I'll give an example. Okay. So
Sir,
let's say
using
A
this
equals to 100.
swapping.
What?
Sir, using this swapping technique, we can also sort a list.
Yeah.
That's a longer process actually.
Yeah, that's a very long procedure. But let me just explain this one. Okay, we have A comma B. Let's say 100 comma 99. Okay, and then at some particular iteration, the element equals to 101. Okay, 101. Okay. Now
Yes.
since the element equals to 101, now what will be the highest element? Highest element is 101, right? So A should be equals to 101, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And B should be equals to 100 because B then 100 will be the second highest element, right?
Okay.
So we should change A value and then we should change B value both. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So if you
one point, sir. If it's not list or not sorted, suppose the first element is 99 and the last element is your highest number. So
we will do that. Like we will. It appears since we are going through the entire elements. Okay, each time it will be getting updated. Okay, each time it will be getting updated. Okay. Yeah. So like since element is greater than A, we updated B equals to A. Okay, we updated B equals to A, and then A will be equals to element. Okay. All right. So if there is one other case. If element is not greater than A, element can be greater than B, right?
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
If element is greater than B, then the second highest element should be equals to B. Correct? Sorry. Second highest element, which is B, should be equals to element. Am I correct here? Let's say A equals to 100 and then B equals to 20. Okay, B equals to 20 and then here element equals to 80. Okay, at some particular iteration A equals to 100 and B equals to 80 and then element equals to 80. Correct? So now what will be the highest element? Highest element is 100.
100. Yes.
Okay, but B should be updated to 80 because that is the second highest element there. Correct?
Yes.
So if element is greater than B, we should update B to element. Okay. Clear? Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now we can come out of group and then we can print A comma B. Okay.
Hello,
right.
sir.
There is some error somewhere. Okay. We do not have it.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, another way we can do it, no, sir. Suppose we can find a maximum of a list. Okay, we remove the maximum from the list. Again, we iterate and find the second maximum.
Yeah. You could do that way also. It's totally fine.
Sir, or we can sort it and print the first two elements.
Yeah. You could do it whichever way you want. Okay, it's totally fine.
But this one is
but what you should be doing is, what you should be thinking about is, whatever logic you have, that should be consistent for different test cases.
Yes.
Okay, that part you should be taking care. Okay.
Sure.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to sort it, in the ascending order, and then print the last two elements, then it's going to be working for all the test cases. Okay. If you're going to sort it in descending order, and then you're going to print the first two, that's going to work for all the test cases. And then if you find the highest element and then remove that element and then find the next element, okay, next highest element, that's going to also work for all the test cases. Okay. If you are doing it in this way,
So is it working, sir? Is it working, sir? This function is working.
This one, it will work. Okay, let's try it out. So let's say you can just give me some examples, okay?
10, 20, 30, 40.
10, 20, 30, right? So
30.
yeah, what should be the output? It should be 30, 20, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 30.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes,
it is 30, 20.
Sir, I have another doubt, sir. The last doubt. So, where you are a lot of time that you given the print should be the endpoint, there shouldn't be no comma. Okay. Suppose A comma B comma. So, how to tackle those kind of things? I think I am finding very difficult to handle those kind of things in long codes. So, I know.
So yeah, that's kind of like, okay, let's look at it. Okay. So basically what you want, let's say in that particular case, basically what you have a list L, and then you need to print the elements of the list, right?
Yes.
Exactly, right? So basically what does that mean? What you do, normally what you do for I in, okay, you might do it this way. For
alien L.
Okay, for element in L, you might do this print element, comma, n equals to comma, right?
Comma, yes, and it will give the endpoint.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
But there is one error.
There is going to be comma at the end, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I know you will be using else option. So is there any shortcut for that? Because a lot of time you cannot use else. You have to find any code, special code that you can use that in last you don't need to. There will be no comma.
Yeah. I will explain that. Okay. So let's say the input is 1, 2, 3. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, comma.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what you want to do? You want to add comma until the last element. So until this 1, 2, right? Like let's say I have in this L, right? Okay, let's do it this way. Let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 25, 64, right? So until 1, 2 to 25, you want the comma to be there. Only for the last element you do not want, right?
L minus 1. L minus
yeah,
1.
you could do this. Okay. So you could do this. So until that you could do, and then the last element you could print once you come out of the comma.
Okay. That's a good option.
Okay. So if I do it now, we just do it. Okay, now it works fine, right?
Okay.
Sir, hello.
The thing is, okay, what we have done is very simple. Okay, we have not done anything complicated. The thing you should observe is it's not just like you'll be encountering so many issues. You should be identifying the issue properly. Okay, and then you should look at where the issues are occurring. Okay.
So is there any other codes that apart from that? I know this. If you can break it and you the last your output there will be no comma at the end. Is there any other shortcut for that? Any code, special code, anything?
Like there are going to be shortcuts. So, but then let's not look at that. Okay, we want to find the logic for it, not the shortcuts.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, hello, sir. Actually, in most of the cases, we are asked to not to use the shortcuts.
What? Most of the cases?
We are asked not to use the shortcuts.
Yeah, right.
So, sir, can you during the exam can you use inbuilt functions that any shortcut function that any map?
Yeah, you can use the inbuilt shortcut functions. But then in some cases we'll be mentioning not to use the shortcuts. So in that particular case, you should not be using any shortcuts. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, sir.
But in general, right? In general, we do not like. I mean, we do not restrict you not to use any shortcuts. Okay. But then in some cases, let's say we ask you to sort a list. In that particular case, we'll definitely make sure that we'll not allow you to use shortcuts. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So. Like,
sir, I have a doubt, sir. Shall I ask now?
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, in certain questions, it will say that you don't require to print this one. So what I used to do in Replit, and I copy that code after execution. And even for input, I will take some sample input and test my code. But
Yeah.
in directly GRPA, if there is no input and no print command, it will be difficult for us to write a program.
Okay, I'll explain that. Okay, I'll explain that. See, here in that particular case, basically, right? I mean, you cannot you cannot accept the input correct. But then what you can do is, okay, so can you point me out to an example for that? I'll just show you how to do that, how to tackle it.
Yes, sir. In GRPA itself, it is there. It is second problem. It is there. Last GRPA.
Which one? Week 6?
Week
6, right?
Week 6.
Okay, week 6 GRPA 2. So what's the problem? Problem is write a function frequent to words that accepts a list of words as argument and is to return a dictionary which has column structure A random collection A and one and the okay. All right. So
Sir,
3, yeah.
can you discuss list property of list and dictionary? Some key I cannot use. How to use it?
You cannot use. How to use?
Key, some key, let's example add or some key there in list or sets. Given
Sir,
shortcuts.
actually, it would be better if one class is dedicated on dictionary, like some
Yes.
problem solving and some like everyone has some confusion. We may not able to express this in proper way. But when question will come, we may be able to tell where we are facing exact problem.
Hello, sir.
Okay, so let's consider this problem. Let's consider this problem. Right, this is a dictionary problem. Right? Let's try to solve this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So what do we have? We basically we need to we have a list of words. So you do not have to accept input from the user or print the output to console, right? So what you should be doing, you should just define this function frequent to words, right? It accepts a list of words as argument. Okay. So let us look at the format of this solution code. Okay. Basically, you need to define this frequent to words. Okay, words to frequency and frequent words both. No, right? It's just frequent words. No, okay. You need to accept this frequent to words. Okay. So basically, this is how you have, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, sir.
So, I mean, all you need to do is you just need to fill this function. Apart from that, you cannot do anything, right? Here, one problem is that obvious dictionary problem that is there, and then another problem which most of you said is since you do not know the input and then you are not able to print the output, you do not know what is happening. That's a problem, right?
Right, sir. Right.
Okay. Yeah. I will answer that problem. Okay. So to answer the extra problem, what you can do is you could do this, right? You could always do it by yourself. Instead of accepting input, what you could do is you could pass a list by yourself. Let's say this is my a person use something like this. Okay. You could pass your input by yourself, right? Who is stopping you to do this? Okay. You could do this, right?
Yeah, sir.
Am I making sense?
Yeah, sir. But while executing, it will come.
While executing, it will come out as error. Here, you're not trying to submit it. You're just trying to test it. After this, you obviously comment it. Okay. Is it clear?
In GRPA, will it print, sir, after pass? Will it print that's what it is?
like let's say I do this. Okay, so let me solve this problem. So I need to create a dictionary, right? So let us click dictionary this. Okay. So for word in words. Okay. So C equals to words dot count up. I'm just using the inbuilt function count. Okay, that counts the number of occurrence of this word. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello. I want to ask you some inbuilt function I cannot use. So, can you tell me some inbuilt function how to use that type of inbuilt function?
Init.
For especially for list or string, list or set, not string.
Okay, you're asking about the inbuilt methods which we use, is it? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
generally for list, what you use if you follow the lectures, then you use append. Use append.
List I find, but
then
list to find for me, but
which is not fine for you.
Append counts.
Yeah, length.
It is a fine list. Then list I have not issue, but dictionary I have issue.
Okay, dictionary we do not have like we do not have specific methods as such for dictionary. Okay. Like there are but then we do not use many of them extensively. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, I have one question regarding dictionary.
Let me just answer this. Okay. Let's
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So I'm just counting the number of occurrence of this word. Okay. Words dot count of this word, it gives the occurrence of this word. Okay. So now what do I do?
Yes.
See, I want this to be in this form, right? So basically, so the key should
Sir,
be
you need to write words, count dot words.
Words dot count also. Okay.
Oh yes.
Okay. So basically, if C in D,
sir, in this C get all the words in the word, sir.
C is just a count of the word, count of the occurrence of this word.
Okay.
If C in D, now what we are trying to do is, if C in D, basically what does that say? If the key of C, if C key is already there in D. Okay. If C key is already there in D, then what we should do? We should append D of C dot append word. Is this clear? Okay, I'll give an example. So let's say my words equals to 1 plus A, and then let's say B, comma, bad, something like this. Okay. All right. Initially, after few iterations, let's say my D equals to okay, this is my D, right? This is my dictionary. Okay, this is my dictionary. Now, if I am at this iteration B, if I'm at the word B, right? What is going to be the count of C? C equals to word start count of B, right? What is going to be the value of C here?
2,
right? And then the key to already exists in the dictionary, correct? Key to already exists in the dictionary. So what we should do, if C in D, we should append this B to A. This list, we should append the B to this list A. So it should become something like D equals to A comma B. It should become something like this, right?
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Right. So basically, if the key is there, if the C key is there, then we do D of C dot append of B. We know that D of C is a list. D of C is a list. That is why.
Sir, in dictionary we cannot append.
In dictionary we cannot append, but then D of C, we are talking about the value. The value for the key to that is a list. Okay, is this clear?
Okay.
Sir, if there is
Okay.
3 B's,
Yes,
3 B's, sir, when it is 2, it is adding, and whenever I find another B.
I'll come to that part also. I'll come to that part also.
Okay.
I'll come to that. Okay, this is when the key is already present. Okay, else what we should do? We should create D of C equals to that word, right? We should create a list with that word, right?
Right, sir. Right.
This is what we should do. We should create a list. We should create a list for this particular key. I mean, the value for this particular key is a list. With the word as element. Okay. And one of you said that we do not have the method append for the list. Oh, sorry, for the dictionary. That is correct. But then we are not using append for the dictionary. We are using it for the value. Okay. The value can be anything. Here the value is a list. D of C is a list. We are doing the append for a list, not for a dictionary. Okay.
Sir, this was not coming when we were trying to solve the graded. So I worked so much. I mean, I've spent so much time trying to understand how to append, but finally couldn't understand and gave it up. So I think that's where I'm getting stuck at least. So how to append something using the right command?
Sir, hello, sir.
How to append something using the right command.
Yeah, so here we had to append on D and bracket C, and that was the same place I was also stuck. I was not able to append, so dictionary built, but whenever a second element had the same frequency, I was not able to append it.
Okay, see here what you should understand is you should be able to understand the in and out of the syntaxes here. Okay, that is for dictionary we have a key value pair, right? Correct?
Yes, sir.
Right? So what could be the key here? The key could be an integer, the key could be a string here, right?
Yep.
Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what all the other possible ways the key could be there?
Hello, sir. How to maintain order? In this case, there haven't any order.
We do not have to worry about the order.
Sir, one
But in a
doubt,
question, there are in question given first frequency will be print first, then second frequency will be second.
You see the words in which the order in which the words are appended in the list to the list doesn't matter. Right? You could still just,
But frequencies matter.
so basically,
Frequencies matter. First frequency will be.
Basically, what they're trying to say is it could be D of 2. I mean, D for the frequency to rate. It could be A comma B or B comma A. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Yes, that is not matter, but frequencies matter. But in this process, but when a occurs three times, that will be given 3 dot that list. So that will be print first. We can't ensure that.
You're talking about keys, is it? The
Yes,
keys
yes,
order.
key.
The keys order.
Yes.
The keys order
keys
doesn't matter. The keys order also doesn't matter.
Okay. 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 Got it.
Sir, one doubt, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Sir, in the else part, you write DC equal to word within third bracket. What if I remove the third bracket, then it will not work.
You do this.
Yes.
You do this.
Why
then,
third bracket? That is my question. Why I use third bracket? If this equal to word, then it will be okay now.
Okay, you are talking about this, is it?
Yes.
See, here, in this particular case, what is D of C? I mean, what kind of
It's a list of words.
what kind of data type is called here?
No,
That
D of
is
C is
string.
2.
What?
No.
D of C is not
the
C is
frequency of the word.
List of strings.
Okay, right.
Okay, so let me
That is not the list.
let us
That's
discuss
string.
the logic for this first. Let us discuss the logic for this first before we dive into the code. Okay, we will discuss the logic, and then we'll come back to code. Maybe then it will be very clear for us. Okay. So give me a minute. I'll get my whiteboard and then we'll discuss. Okay, let's take the break for 5 minutes, and after that we'll discuss logic first. After that we look at code. Okay, then it might be clear for you, like why it should be a list and why we are appending it, why it is not bold. Okay, all
Right,
those
sir.
things.
Right.
Clear?
And one more thing, sir, in this, when I see the solution and try to run the solution in my IDE, it's not giving me the frequency as key and word as dictionary. It's giving the opposite. So I don't know whether I'm not running it properly, or can someone please check that, or maybe if you can answer. Yeah, thanks.
We'll take 5 minutes break, and after we'll continue.
Okay, sir.
Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes,
Sir,
yes.
actually, I have one little question, if anyone can answer.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, in case of list, we need to first define it like L equal to third bracket blank.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
we can work with that list. But in case of dictionary, I have seen that we don't need to do that. Like we can directly write D third bracket key, then we can give some value. Like we don't need to write D equal to second bracket. Is it so, or some there is some other thing?
Okay, so what you're trying to say is instead of doing this directly, I could
Yeah,
directly
we can directly write in key and then value without directly defining the blank dictionary. Even in first semester CT, I have also seen some this kind of thing.
I do not think that works. So let's just check it out. I do not think that's how it is. So on this. So
So
we have
sorry,
to,
it has come, sir. The solution is correct. So sorry, I was not running it properly.
okay, see, we cannot directly do D of C equal to 2. Okay, because we need to first define what is D, right?
Okay, okay.
You need to always define what is that particular data type. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's look at this problem. Okay. So the problem is we have this function. Okay. Function. The argument to it is words. The argument to it is a word, which is a list. Okay. The output, I mean, we should be returning dictionary, right? Okay. The keys for the dictionary is frequency, which is an integer. Okay, correct. And the value for it is value is a list. Okay, value is a list, and then each elements of the list are strings, which are nothing but the words. Okay, clear? So for example, let's say we have a comma b c, something like this. This is the words. If words equals to this thing, I mean, if this is our argument, we should return 1. So should return 1 C. I mean, it could be 2 also, and then 2 A comma B. Okay, this is what we should be returning. Okay, is this clear? Yes,
sir.
So basically, the problem is clear, right?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, the problem is clear. Now let us look at like how we are going to achieve this. Okay, so
sir, if it is not a list, then we should only write DC equal to what?
Yeah. Okay, so now the question is, okay, so initially we need to create an empty dictionary. Okay, we'll be creating empty dictionary. Okay, we'll be creating empty dictionary. So that we can append the key value pair to this, okay, to this dictionary, okay. So you can name it as anything. I have named it as D, okay. So first thing is create empty dictionary, okay. So second thing, what you'll be doing, I should be looping through each word, right? Okay, loop through each word in LM, right? Sorry, not LM. Each word in the words list. Okay, correct. This is the second thing which I should do. Third thing is I should count the frequency of words. Frequency of word in list words. I mean, this is nothing but what I should be doing. This is nothing but the number of occurrences of word, right? Number of occurrences of word in the list, right? Of this word, the word in list, okay? The particular word which we are looking through now, we should count the number of occurrences of that word, right? Let this be some value which is called as something like F, okay? F stands for frequency here, okay? Clear? Now what you should be doing is, now since our requirement is the key value should be the frequency F, and then the value to that is the key for the dictionary should be frequency F, which is nothing but the integer, and the value for that is list. I mean, which is nothing but, I'll write it this way: D equals something like int stands for integer, and then it should be something like this. Okay. Okay. So this should be our requirement. Okay. This is our required format, right? So now what we should be doing? First thing is I should see whether this normally this count is nothing but integer only. Okay. This is already an integer. Okay. This is already an integer. Now the other step is check whether key F already exists in the dictionary. Okay. If it is already exists, then what we should be doing? If true, then we should append to this list the word. Okay. If true, then append word to the list, right? Append word to this D of C. D of C, which is a list. D of F, sorry. D of F. D of F is a list, right? Is this clear? Until now, is it clear? Is this clear? Is the fourth step clear?
So we reached the fourth step, but where did we create the key? In which step?
Okay. So let's say like, okay, let's consider this as fifth step.
Okay.
Okay. And then we could do it either way. And then like, let's say like this is a fifth step. Okay. And then if it does not exist, if F is not there, if F key is not there, if F key is not there in D, then what do? You create a key. You create a key value pair. You create a key value pair where key is F, okay, and the value is a list with word as one of the elements. Okay. All right.
Right now, sir, we are looping through the list, and if we start looping, when we come across So right now we don't know the number, or do we already know the frequency at this step for each word? Sorry, I'm
We
getting
counted it here, right? We counted it here. While we are looping through the word itself, we are counting. We are counting that word.
Okay.
We are counting the frequency for that word. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what we do. Okay. So if the F key is not there, if F key is not there, you create a key value pair. So this will be something like D of F is equals to a list. It should be a list with word in it. Okay. Right now, right now, this will be the first time because until now, we do not have this. We do not have this key, right? This is the first time. This is the first time we are getting this key. I mean, this is the first time we are getting this frequency. Okay. That is why, since this is a starting point, we'll have only one element in it. That is this word. Okay. Is this clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. You could consider this as fourth step and then this as fifth step or the other way. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. So,
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm going to ask one question regarding list. Can I ask?
Yes, yes.
Sir, actually, if there is a matrix like input, then in Python it is a list of list. Right. If I want to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, the elements of 3 cross 3 matrix, and I want to input it in a Python, then it is a list of list.
Yeah, yeah.
All are user input. Actually, I 1 or 2 weeks ago there is a problem. I ran it in Replit, but cannot able to manage in Portal. At the end, can you please show us the code?
Yeah, yeah. I'll do that. Okay. I'll do that. All right. So here there's some.
Sir, I have also one general question. Can I ask?
Yeah, we'll discuss that later. Okay. If it is regarding this problem right now, you can ask or else you can ask it later. Okay. Okay. So until now, what you should be noting down is, okay, the key is an integer. Okay, key is an integer. Value which is nothing but D of F. It's a list. Okay, it's a list. It should be a list. Okay, this is a list. So if you consider like D of F dot something, you could whatever methods that are applicable for list, you could use all of it. Okay, D of F dot append you could do. Okay. So since this is a list, whatever methods that are applicable for list, you could use all of it. Okay, you could do something like D of F dot remove. Okay, basically you could do everything. You could do len of D of F. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Because when you print D of F, right? When you print D of F, it's going to give you a list. Okay, it's going to give you a list something like A, comma, B, something like it. Okay. So since D of F is a list, whatever methods that are applicable for list, you could use that entirely. Okay. Clear, right?
So we have to put it in brackets, df in bracket dot append, or simply d square bracket f and dot append. What's the syntax, sir?
This one, D of F. This or this you're asking?
No, I'm asking outside D. I know D has a square bracket and F.
Yeah.
Outside this, for putting append, there needs to be a bracket.
Obviously, right? Append is a method.
Okay.
Append is a method. For calling append, they should always be this.
After it, there is a bracket. Before it, there is no bracket. This round bracket is not there.
Before the dot, is that?
Yeah, before the dot, I'm asking.
Yeah, before that you don't have.
No, not required. Okay, thanks.
This is you could consider this D of F as something like L. Okay, Like you do
Okay,
L dot
that's
append,
yeah.
like you do L dot append, you do this DFF dot append. Okay.
Okay, so even if it was D of F of 1, again no bracket needed.
Yeah.
Okay, got
Okay.
it.
So you could make it. I mean, for you to completely understand, right? You could explore it. You could explore it in sense like, let's say like right now the example is something like D equals to. I mean, this is not related to problem, but then I want to possess this for you to better understand it. Okay. Right now the value is a. I mean the key is an integer, and then the value is a list, right? Okay. Right now it's something like
yes.
this. Okay? It is something like this, right? Let's say it's something like this. In a separate example, let's like this is T1, let this be T2. T2 equals something like this is an integer, okay? This is an integer, and then the value for it is again dictionary. The value for it is again dictionary, and then inside this dictionary, the keys are let's say integers, okay? So let's say it should be something like the keys are the keys are integers, and then the values are list. So it will be something like this, okay?
Right.
Okay. So how do I get this list? How do I get this list? Can someone tell me?
D211.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, let's come here. When I talk for D2 of 1, what does this give? D2 of 1 is what? What is D2 of 1?
A dictionary.
Dictionary.
Is a dictionary, right? So whatever methods that are applicable for dictionary, that you could do, right? So I could. Okay. So what I will do is I want to get a particular value for the dictionary. So how do I do? I call the key, right? So I can use the key D2 of 1 of 1, which basically gives me this particular list. If I want this list, what do? I do D2 of 1 of
2.
Okay, because the first step is this. I mean, the first way to come to this dictionary is through this key, and then the second way to get to this list is this 2. Okay. So now D2 of 1 of 2 is a list. Okay. D2 of 1 of 2, it's a list. Okay. So I could append to this list. So what can I do? Say D2 of 1 of 2 dot append something like hi or something. Okay. You could do whatever you want. Okay. D2 of 1 of 2, since it is a list, I'm able to do this. Here D of F is a list. Here D2 of 1 of 2 is a list. Okay.
So the something that is inside the append, that can only be a string. So I have to make sure that
it can be anything.
It can be?
It can be anything.
Okay.
The elements of a list, it can be anything.
Okay.
So okay, again to give an example of this, let's say some matrix is M equals to 1, 2, 3. This is a square matrix, 3 cross 2 matrix. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. What is M?
List.
What is this?
List.
Right. So basically M of 1, M of 0. M of 0, which is basically the element of this M list, right?
Yeah.
Here the element is also list, right? Element of M is also list. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this element can be dictionary. Could be something like M of.
So we can append in bracket, put M of 0, and it will append the list itself to the list. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
You could have a list of lists, or you could have a list of dictionaries.
Okay, thanks.
Or you could have a dictionary of this.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
See, basically, the things which you could explore is like here the options you have is kind of like so many. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So let me give an example for this. I was you know how to get this element, right? How do you get this element?
M00.
Okay. right? How do you get this element? Can someone tell me? 8.
M31.
M3?
M21. M21.
Oh, 21. Yeah.
Okay, M21, right? So let me talk about this example now. So I have M equals to list of dictionaries. Okay. So here let this be like 1. Here I don't want to have it like here the keys are not keys are not integers, but those are strings. Okay. So let me like 1, and then like 1. Okay. I have like 2, and then 2. Okay. So how do I get this value? I mean, how do I get this value? Sorry. How do I get this value? Is this clear? We just tried this.
M.0.
Okay, so let me just write it clearly. Okay. Okay, I have this something like this. Okay, and then I have some other dictionary which I don't get. Okay, how do I get this value?
M square bracket 0, yeah, and then square bracket TW.
Right. Okay, correct. So what will be this value? This is 2, right? Again, what is this data type?
Integer.
Integer, right?
Yes.
So whichever operations you can perform on integer, you can perform on this. But then let's say this is something like a list. This is something like a list. Okay. Then whatever operations you could do on a list, you could do on this here. Okay.
Okay.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if there is a dictionary of dictionary, then in that case, index will not work. Key will work.
Yeah, obviously.
Like in there is a list of list we can access with, suppose there is a nested for loop. We can address any element using I and j position, but we cannot address dictionary of dictionary as like a list because key will work.
Yeah, you're correct. So suppose here, for example, you could see, right? So here, to get this dictionary, since this is an element of a list, we can use index. Okay, but M0 is a dictionary. I cannot use an index here. I need to use a key value. So I'm using the key value of 2. Okay.
Yes, sir, understood. There's a dictionary list of dictionary.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now coming back to our problem. So here what do we have? In our problem, we have key as an integer, and then the value is a list. Okay, key is an integer, and then the value is a list, right? All right. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So until now, what we have established, I need to create an empty dictionary. Basically, I need to create a dictionary, and then I need to loop through each word, count the frequency of word in list. Okay. So and then let there be some f, the number of occurrence of that. Okay. Check whether the key f already exists in the dictionary. If it exists, since the value is a list, I can append this word to the existing list. Okay. Since d of f is a list, I can append the word to this d of f, right? Okay. Clear? Or else, if the key is not there, if the f key is not there in D, I need to create the key value pair. Okay, I need to create the key value pair. So I will create a key value pair by d of f equals to word. Okay, you could do it either this way, or else you could do it something like d of f equals to empty list, and then d of f dot append word. Okay, both are same. Okay, clear? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So the logic is clear, right? Now let us look at the code. Okay. Now let's look at the code. So now let me just delete all this. So what I do first, we need to create a dictionary, right? We need to create an empty dictionary. So D equals to empty dictionary, okay? Or else you could do it something like D equals to, okay, you could do this also. All right, clear? Is this
Yes,
clear?
sir. Yeah,
Okay.
sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So now the next thing, this is the first step. The second step which we should be doing is, the second step is loop through each word in words. So let's do that. So to loop through each word in word, you could do it using the index, or else you can directly get the element. So could do it something like for word in words, okay, which basically directly gives you the element, okay. And then what do? The next thing I told you, we need to count the frequency of the word, right? Correct. So how do you get the frequency? Words dot count of word. Okay. Basically gives you the number of occurrences of word, okay, in the list words, okay. So this is step 3. This is step 2. Okay. Until now, is it clear? Until now, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So the next step is we should check whether this F is there in the F is already there in D or not, right? Okay. So if F in D, okay, if F is there in D, which basically means if F key is there in D, what we do? We do D of F. Okay. D of F is a list. Okay. D of F is a list. So we do D of F dot append of 4. Okay. Because our D should be something like integer and then list. Okay. It should be something like this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. D of F dot append of 4. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
And then else if it is not there, what we should be doing? We should create a list, right? Okay. I mean, basically we should be creating a key value pair there. So
Yeah.
since that key is not there, we create a key value pair and then we append the word. Okay. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So this is okay. Let's run this. There is a small mistake here that I will tell you in a while. Okay. So now what we should be doing? We should just return D, right? That's it, right? Correct. Okay. Okay. So
Yeah, sir.
I'll do this. Okay. I'll just use this. A person used to love Python. Yeah. Okay. This is my, I have this frequent words and then the input to this is this list. A person used to love Python. Yeah. Okay. Let me run this. Can you see here? For 2, I got A comma A.
Yes.
Okay. And then for 1, it's working fine. Person used to love Python. For 2, I'm getting A comma A. Why is that? Can someone tell me?
Because count is iterating through word again.
Yeah. So basically, it will iterate through A here, and then it will iterate through A here again. Okay. Both times it checks for this F. It checks for this F. In the first case, F is not there, so it creates this F2, and then it does it here. In the second case, it appends it here. Okay, but basically it appends both times. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, to avoid this, what you can do is you could create a set. Here you have the repeated words, right? You have repeated words, but then you do not want the repeated words. So you could create a set from this list of words. Okay.
Okay.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So basically, in the words, the elements can be repeated, but in yes, the elements cannot be repeated. Okay. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So now let me run this.
So there is also another function, the keys of dictionary. It will take all those keys in a list, right, sir? Keys of D.
Yeah, D dot keys.
Yes.
D dot keys. Yes. Yeah, even that is it. Okay. So now is ERP2 clear? Yeah, F in D checks if F is one of the keys of dictionary of D. Correct.
So when we are, can you scroll a bit up, sir?
Yeah.
For word in S, so it's looking only in the set.
Yes.
But when it is counting in the original list itself.
Yes.
Words dot count. It's not counting in the set. Okay, got it.
Yeah, because if it counts in set, it will
one.
First of all, the set does not have a count. But then even if you are counting it, since it won't get repeated, F will always be equal to 1.
Got it, sir. Okay. It can still
total 2 lines are game changers, sir. That words dot count of word and D of F is equal to empty list we given. Na? The 2 lines totally, these are game changers. Previously I didn't know this count, words dot count of word. It became very typical for me.
So yeah, even if you do not know this words dot count, right? All you need to do is this F equals to 0. F equals 0. You need to do one more loop here. It's a like for element in words. If element equals to word, then you need to create. You need to increment F by 1, right? So at the end of this loop, you get the count of F as with the words dot count. Right? Basically, here you're just counting the occurrence of word. You're just checking how many times element equals to word, right? So you'll get the count. Okay?
Right.
Okay. So you could just completely avoid this, or else you could use this. Okay.
Sir, I have a question related to set.
Yeah. What's your doubt in that? Yeah, what's your doubt in that?
So my doubt is like when I was doing a code, then my list is in descending order. But when I change that list into set, then it automatically change into ascending order. So how is it possible, sir?
Okay, if you're doing it in set, it is automatically changing it to the ascending order.
Yes, sir.
Basically list does not have any order. Okay, list does not have any order. So let's say like
So if my list is already in descending order, but when I change my list into set, then it is in ascending order.
So one thing you need to look at is you should not worry about the order of a set, okay? Because set does not have any predefined order. Okay, so let's say this equals to set of 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me print yes. Okay, it has this 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then let's say now this 3, 2, 1. Okay, yeah, it's going to give this 1, 2, 3. Basically, the thing you need to understand is set does not have. You can forget about this ascending or descending. First thing you can think of is you do not have to worry about the order of the elements in set. Okay.
Only okay, sir.
Yeah,
Only
because
we should concern about the elements in the set.
yeah, because anyway you cannot do this so you cannot index a index element, right? You cannot do this S of 0, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? Because
Yes,
if
sir.
you are not
Set
doing
is
index,
immutable. Yes, sir.
yeah, if you are not doing the indexing, then it doesn't matter whether 3 comes first or last, right? Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay.
There's
So
some solved codes. Can be example codes should be provided maybe to us because there are some commands which are becoming clear only after GRPAs. So if we knew them, maybe we could have understood it, that okay, this is how it's to be done. If some solved examples are there, maybe we can go slowly by them and understand, sir.
okay, so solved examples like different cases of it.
Yes, some cases which are, so what's going to be asked in GRPA will use a concept of, for example, appending a value in a dictionary values. So using that command. So if we know that this is something that has not been mentioned directly in the lecture, maybe it's there, but if some solved examples are provided which have used such kind of combination of things, then by looking at that, maybe it will be easier to think about how to solve GRPS. For otherwise it just keeps on giving error, and at least in my case I'm not able to identify my whole code has the error, and I keep changing everything but the same error keeps coming. So I'm not able to progress and not able to figure out where to solve it, how to solve it. So only when I look at partially, sometimes I'm able to solve, and then when I look at the solution that is provided, then it's like a light bulb. Okay, this is where it was wrong. But if it was given in a solved form earlier, maybe not the same example, but it probably would have helped me for solving the GRPA, I think.
Okay. So yeah, that will try to do. So
Thank you.
so before so for this I have one question for you guys. How many of you know this Google Colab, this Python notebook?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Google
Most
Colab.
of you guys know.
I'm using sir, Google Colab.
Okay, so most of you guys know this Python notebooks. Do you guys know Python notebooks?
Yes, I know also. Jupyter.
Which one, sir?
Jupyter notebooks.
Jupyter notebooks or any Python notebooks.
No.
Basically how a Python notebook works.
No, sir.
Can you share the
only
link, sir?
Replit and Collab, sir. We are using only two.
Okay, the Colab is nothing but a Python notebook, right?
Okay.
Colab is a Python notebook. Okay, so the way this Python notebook works is you can execute small chunks of code. Okay, you can execute small chunks of code, and then you could proceed slowly to the solution. Okay.
So which one is better? Which editor is better for Python?
Like the editor you can use like anything. Okay. The editor.
No, actually you are typing code, and if you press dots, then the list of the functions are coming. It is not coming in Replit. That's why.
Okay, like for the beginners, it's like it's not advised to use this way. Okay, because if you use it this way, right? Because the methods, the functions will directly be available to you, so you might not be remembering it. Okay, but then while you are actually trying to solve in the OPPE, it will not directly suggest you some methods, right? You need to remember the syntaxes and everything. Okay, so it's better to use Replit. Okay, at least it doesn't matter which you use, but at the end of the day, it should be remembered at least at least some basic methods. Okay, so append, count, len. Okay, at least if you remember everything, but at least if you know those basic ones, it'll be very much easy for you. The split. Okay, split is one method, and then some methods, right? Okay.
So sometimes in the graded assignment, it is mentioned that don't use the built-in functions. It is also applicable in OPPE exam.
Yes, yes, it is also applicable in OPP exams. Okay, because for some problems we do not want you to use
The
a
short
print.
method, for short method, it is a little bit easy if we directly use dot short.
Yeah, if you use the short methods, it's easy, but then you will not be able to understand the logic behind it. Okay, so we want you to understand the logic behind it. Still, we are not restricting you to completely completely from using shortcuts. But then what we are saying is, in some cases we completely restrict you. Like you cannot be using those methods, and in other cases, when we do not say it, you can use the shortcut methods. Okay, but then the best way we say is always avoid shortcut methods. Okay, understanding the logic first is very important. Okay, it might
Sir,
be.
one more thing, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please discuss the approach of GRPA 1 in week 7? I cannot understood the problem.
Sir, and one more thing, that step-by-step execution of our code in some loops, it is going to infinity. We are unable to know that, but if we execute step by step, it will be easy. But I don't know how to execute step by step.
Okay, so in that particular case, what you could be doing is you could be printing some value. Like let's say,
yes,
for word is print some word or something. Okay, and then you could do this. Okay, if you're running through it like infinitely, something in this loop now, it just keeps on printing continuously. Okay,
Yes.
you can do something like this. Okay, print loop 1. Okay, loop one, and then this word. Okay, this loop 1 is for testing. Okay, this loop one is for testing. This is to test that this is in this particular loop. Okay, so if this loop 1 is printing like infinitely, then that means okay, something is wrong in this particular loop. Okay, so and then let's say like you are having another loop for I in range of 10 or something, and then you're printing your loop 2. Obviously this is a for loop, so that's why it will end. But then let's say, let me use some while loop here. I equals 0 while I is less than 10, print loop 2, and then you want to do something, right? You do some operations, whichever one you want to do. Okay, if the problem is with this second loop, and then while you are printing it, it's going to print loop 2 like infinite number of times. Okay, so then you'll be understanding the problem is with this particular loop. Okay, is this clear?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, but especially in matrix, I got this type of problem in nested loops and all.
Yeah.
Matrix problems. Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, hello.
Yes.
Sir, I have written one code in week 4. Can I share my screen for like 1 minute only? I have little query.
Yeah. So that's okay. Okay.
Just a minute. Yeah, it is so enabled.
I'll enable it. Yeah. Okay. So, but then one thing I want you guys to know is, no matter what you're doing, you should be clearly knowing how you're doing it, and then the approach, right? If you're not having the clarity in your approach, you cannot be expecting the correct answer. Okay, right?
Yes.
Magically you'll not be getting the correct output, right? Even if you're getting correct output, that might be applicable for 1 or 2 problems, right? At least in third problem you'll be stuck. Okay, so you should be looking at the steps, you should be looking at the logic, and then you should be able to convert this logic to code. Okay, yeah.
Sir, here they are taking some value, which can be like fractional value. So and with some spaces, and they are converting in the integer which is either same or lesser. Like 4.5 will become 4 and 6.2 become 6. Sir, here I solve it, but how to remove the last comma?
Okay, the same thing I have explained it to other person there. So what happens is you should not be looping it through the entire elements. Okay, so you should be looping it to only until the last element, and then the last element you should be printing it without the 10 equals comma.
Okay,
For yeah, so you can do the slicing for the list, right?
Okay.
For I in L of that -1, except for the last element, you could print the remaining.
Okay. Okay.
Right? You could do the slicing.
So another technique was the shape then comma, but here it is not also working.
Step dot comma can
separate like SEP, SEP.
Okay. Yeah.
But sir, that also is not working. SEP equal to comma, that is not also working here, sir.
That works actually. Okay. That SCP in the print you are saying.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. There.
Okay.
Because when you're talking about SCP, right, separator, you should be having two or more variables which you are printing.
Right, sir.
Here in the print statement, you have only one variable, right?
Right, sir.
Then what's the point of using SCP?
Yes. Okay, sir.
And that too, if you do not previously know the length of list, right? Then you cannot be using SCP directly. Okay.
Yes.
Let's say you have the length equals to 3. Then you could do int of a of 0, int of a of 1, int of a of 2, and then comma SCP equals to comma you could do. Okay. Because there you know it has only 3 elements. But then if you do not know it has 3 elements or 1,000 elements or 10,000 elements, then you cannot use SCP, right?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And sir, another request, please inform the support team to upload this today's class in YouTube.
It was there, right? Even now it was not there.
I didn't check now, sir.
Sir, please discuss the approach of week 7 GRPA 1.
Sir, on the same lines, actually, another thing has not yet been uploaded in our this one, sir, YouTube. That is on 10th.
Okay, it was not yet started at the live session.
Yes, sir. It's also waiting. Date is today's date, but it's not started. So because some of the approach that you have told, we need to repeat those. We need to revise those things.
Okay, it was working, I guess, but the link is separate. The link is different one. Okay, it is working. Hello.
Yes, sir. But in YouTube link, it is showing not waiting.
Yeah, the calendar, the link was wrong. I will ask the team to update it. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. We are accessing the link from the calendar only.
Yeah. Even I got the link from calendar and it is not. I mean, it's not updated.
Yes, sir. Even right, sir. Someone told like in week 10, like previous week also, it was not there.
Okay. I will contact the studio team and I'll get it updated. Okay.
Right, sir.
So
asking
for the. Yes.
I have a small query. So I was wondering if we could make the private test cases public after the deadline, because otherwise we would not know if we go wrong.
After the deadline, the private test cases are public, Alex.
Really?
So for the GRPS, right, the private test cases are public. So, for example, if you look at it here, right now this is week 6, right? These are the private test cases. These private test cases are public. Okay.
Okay. So, but for the PPS, we won't be.
Yeah, for the
won't be able
because of the PPS, we have given the deadline as this end of the
31st. Okay.
Yeah. So because of that, you will not be able to see the test cases. Okay. But for the GRPs, you'll do. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, can you please discuss this IPL wala question?
Which question was it?
Yes, sir.
IPL, like week 7, GRPA1. That had been very confusing for me actually.
Yes, me also.
Okay. So, the question is like very big, right? So let's just look at the test cases, like we guys always do. Okay. Let us look at the test cases. So, okay. So we have, what do we have here? We have this CSK. Okay. So a round robin tournament is one in which every team competes with every other team. Consider a version of IPL tournament in which every team plays exactly one game against every other team. All these games have a definite result and no match ends with a tie. The winning team in each match is awarded 1 point. Okay. So 8 teams participate in this round robin tournament. CSK, DC, KKR. Okay. The normal IPL teams, and then you are given the details of outcome, right? The task is to prepare the IPL points table in descending order of the wins. If two teams have the same number of points, the team which name comes first in alphabetical order must figure higher up in the table. Okay. There are 8 lines of input. Each line is a sequence of comma-separated team names. The first team across these 8 lines will always be this order: CSK, DC, KKR. This, right? For a given sequence, all the other teams represent the teams that are lost to the first team. So basically, here what they were trying to say is, for CSK, right? CSK, after this, whatever values we have, these are the teams which lost to CSK. Basically, DC, KKR, Mumbai, Punjab Kings, RR, RCB, and then SH, right? Sunrise Hyderabad. They lost to CSK. Okay. All right. Clear? So, for example, the first line of input could be CSK, MI, DC, PK. This means that CSK has won its matches against MI, DC, PK. Okay, and lost its matches against all the other teams. That means KKR, RCB, RR, and then SH. Okay, it lost the matches to these remaining teams. If a sequence has just one team, it means it lost all of its matches. Okay. So here, let's try to solve this. So first thing is we should try to understand the question here. Okay. The input format is some the input format is, they mentioned the order also, CSK, something like that, and then what's the other one? The CSK, DC, KKR, Mumbai, PK, RR, RCB, and SH, right? It doesn't matter what the order is, but then we just write the first few terms of it. It's going to be DC, something, and then KKR. Okay, after it's MI, I guess. Am I correct? DC, KKR, MI, PK, RR, RCB, SH. Okay, so after this comma, we'll be having, let's say some teams, right? Some teams, all these teams lost to CSK. Similarly, after DC, if you have some teams, right, we just separate the comma, all those teams lost to DC, right? Correct? So let's say here I have MI, PK, right? This is the input. right? So basically, what does this means? Two teams lost to CSK, or basically CSK won 2 points. Okay, so basically, what
Yes,
is
sir.
the points for CSK? It will be 2. Okay, similarly,
Right.
after DC, let's say we have CSK, comma, MI, comma, PK, comma, SH, comma, RR, right? So basically, what
Yeah.
do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
So DC lost to DC won against 5 teams.
Yeah.
Right. Huh.
DC won against 5 teams, right?
Yeah.
So similarly, we have other teams. Okay.
Yeah. Like whatever the length, one less than the length of this input is basically the number of win of the first team, isn't it?
Exactly.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
But in the second test case, I am totally confused. In second test case.
Okay, let's look at second test case. We have CSK, DC, MI, PK, which basically means CSK won 3 points, right? We have here CSK won 3 points.
But DC
what? DC
cannot
won.
understand the test case.
Okay,
Yes, this one.
This is the second test case. Right? This is second test case. Okay. Let us not worry about the order here. Let us just worry about the points for CSK. Okay.
CSK should be 3.
CSK should be 3 points. So here people see CSK is 3 points.
In this dictionary, they will not maintain the order, but the point is okay.
So DC has 3 points.
3. Okay. KKR has 4.
Yeah, KKR has CSK, DC, RR. Yeah, KKR has 4. Okay. So Punjab has here 4 because DC, KKR, MI has. Okay. Punjab has 4. Okay. Clear?
Okay, understood.
Okay.
So what is our motto in this program? How a team?
Our motto is to print the points table. Okay, print the points table in the descending order, just like how it appears for the in the IPL points table we have, right? Something like Mumbai is top, CSK is top, or like CSK is bottom, something like this.
Sir, in this test case, sir, hello, sir. In this test case, in first row, CSK point should be 3, but in third row, CSK, okay, again it is 3. Okay.
CSK
but in the third last row, CSK will be 2 now.
Third last row here you're talking about this one.
Yes.
Here this is regarding RR. It's not regarding CSK.
Okay, we will only count the fast element.
So that's what I have mentioned here. Look at the problem statement. They told that in each line the first team across these 8 lines will always be in this order, and then they told for a given sequence all the other teams represents that are lost to the first team. So if we have CSK, MI, DC, PK, which basically means MI, DC, PK, they lost to CSK. Okay, which basically means CSK has 3 points.
Okay, now I understand.
Sir, one more question. Sir, whatever inputs we are giving, it will be in string format, right?
Whatever inputs we are giving,
it will be in string format.
Yes.
And the output will be in the dictionary form?
You need not print the output, right? Did they ask you to print the output? Okay, print the
yeah. They have asked the yes.
Yeah, then
they have asked for the chart actually.
So yeah, you need to print it.
Okay, so we need to have the output in the dictionary form, right?
Yes. I mean, you
not necessary
you do not
dictionary.
have to worry about whether it is dictionary form or something. You should be printing it in this form. That's it.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
just
not actually a dictionary, right? Because there is no curly braces.
Yeah, but here we are seeing that here is a colon out here, so that's why I was just curious whether it need to be in the form of dictionary or not. Okay, fine, that can be formatted, right?
Dictionary or not. So all you need to do is You need to
Sir,
print
input
yes,
is list of list or dictionary?
it is just a comma separated values like this. Okay.
And how many rows are there? Who will give input?
Yeah, they have
How
told
many-
you 18 are there. So basically, it will have like 8 inputs. Is this clear? No?
Okay, okay.
Is this clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Always there is a 8 rows.
Yeah, always there are 8 rows because always there are only 18.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay. So now what you need to do is, so first of all, based on this, you can expect. I mean, you could do this, right? You could get the points for this for KKR. For KKR, similarly, you'll get the points. For MI, you'll get the points. For PK, you'll get the points. Something like for RR, you'll get the points, right? Like this, you can do, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, this is not a function. Then we should not return the final value. Then what should we do? We should not print the result.
Should not
We
print.
should print the result.
You should print the result. You should print the result.
Okay.
You should print the result.
They mentioned that don't print anything, whatever.
They have asked you to print it. Okay. They have asked you to print it.
Print the IPL point table in the
format. Team wins. Okay. So just give me a minute.
Okay, sir. Only print the IPL table. That's the.
Yes.
Okay. And the input, I should clear about the input. There is 8 lines of strings.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can
We
you
are able to hear you,
Yes.
sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. So yeah. So you should be getting this point, right? So for KKR, let's say like you have 4, and then for this, let's say you have 7. Similarly, you should be getting the points, and once you get the points, you should be printing them. You should be printing them in the order of these points. Suppose let's say since Mumbai got the highest number of points, 7. Okay, you should be printing MI and then 7. Okay, MI and then 7. So let's say like again we have PK and then DC. PK and then DC both got 5. Since DC comes first in the alphabetical order, you should put in DC first. Okay. Like this, you should be forming this points table. Okay. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Try doing this now. Okay. Okay.
Sir, could you discuss week 6 GRPF 4?
Week 6 GRPF 4?
Yes.
Okay. Write a function of two levels of that accepts a list of tuples names scores as argument. Each element is of this form name count marks and difference marks scored by. The function should return a list of tuples after that is of two levels. Ascending order of marks and then alphabetical order of names among the students who have scored.
In this question, there are asking ascending order by 2 levels. First is mark wise, then is alphabetical wise. How would you do that?
How do we do that?
Yes.
Okay. So what you can do here is first whatever you have this Harish 80 and then Aparna 90 and then Harish 80, right? Harshita, sorry. So first you should be sorting it based on this numbers, and then after that you should be sorting it based on this names. Okay, so it is you should write a function, right?
Second test case is second test
case.
There are given. Can you scroll up?
Yes. This is second test case.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. In second test case, there are given some, but in this there are given ascending order by mark wise, but they are not given ascending order by alphabetical order.
They have given ascending order by alphabetical order. You see Sachin and Anirudh, right? Both got same marks. Yes. But then Anirudh we have printed first because Anirudh comes first in the alphabetical order.
Okay, I got it. The question. When you gets more marks or alphabetical or more alphabetical same mark or alphabetical order, then we need to do the alphabetical order.
Yeah.
So I have a question in this.
Yes, yeah.
There is in the code remove. So can you explain that how it is, what it does?
In the solution code you're talking about, right?
Yes.
This one.
Yeah.
It basically removes that particular element. Removes that particular element. Like we have this military element, right?
Yeah.
We have this military element, right? We basically remove that particular element from the list. Okay.
Okay. I think in previous GRPS we have not seen this. This is the first time it has come.
Okay. Okay, but this is how we do it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, any other questions here? Any other questions here in general? Did I miss like any other questions you guys have? So one person was asking for the dictionaries, right? Not able to understand dictionaries. What exactly are not able to understand dictionaries?
Sir, actually, if you in one class, if we do some like live practice of dictionary, some question, that will be much more, I think, useful for everyone.
We have actually done the example, right? So
Yeah, that is fine, sir. PPA we have done, but others some more example.
Okay, so let us look at some.
Because in dictionary there are lots of concept and lots of things are involved. Up to list there are less amount of complexity, but in dictionary there are lots of concept are involved. So sometimes even we know
So-
the thing, but we miss sometimes.
Actually, sir, can we have a tutorial on this dictionary part? I think that would be quite helpful, because previously we had some tutorials in this lectures, like the study materials that which were provided to us. But here in the dictionaries, if we have 1 or 2 tutorials, I think that would be quite helpful, isn't it?
Okay,
Yes,
we'll try to we'll try to provide the tutorials for this. Okay, we'll try to do that. Okay, so like one major important thing which you should be understanding is that dictionaries it's this key value pair. Okay, so the value could be anything. The value could be an integer, it could be a string, it could be another dictionary, it could be a list. Okay, but the keys it could be either string or an integer. Okay, so it's like it's basically okay. I'll kind of like try to. It's like we are mapping a key to a value. Okay, so here, but in list what we have is we just have elements, right? We just have elements. Okay, we do not have this mapping of this mapping of this keys to, I mean, elements to a different element. Okay, here in dictionary what do we have is we map a particular value to this key. Okay, so basically by using that particular key we can be getting this value. That's what this dictionary is. Okay, basically that's the idea. Okay, that's the idea of that's the logic behind this getting the dictionary using dictionary. Okay, so yeah, we'll discuss. We'll try to give more on this. We'll provide a tutorial for this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you do not have any further questions, then we can end the session.
And sir, please tell the support team to upload today's session, because this is very important as for the GRPA 7 as well as for the upcoming OP exam.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yes, like as soon as possible, sir, because the next week is the exam only.
Yeah.
And sir, please some tutorials on dictionary. That would be, I think it would be very great, helpful.
Yeah, we'll try to do that. And apart from this, management has asked for this examples of how different methods works, right? That also we'll try to give. Okay, that will try to give us a Python notebook. Okay, and then we'll try to upload it. Okay, yeah. These 3 things we'll do. The first thing is live session. The live session link is already present. I mean, it is already streamed, but the link should be updated in the calendar. Okay, that thing is first. Second thing is this tutorial, and then the third thing is that the examples for few particular methods, useful methods. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Okay.
Yeah, for dictionaries, especially for dictionary.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So thanks everyone. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
This session is helpful for you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.